How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Is It a Buy, where we talk about stocks and try to determine if they are with the buy or maybe a pass. My name is Corey. I'd just like to preface the video by saying I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy who likes to talk about stocks, so please take what I say with a grain of salt. I'm not late. If you were on the Twitter or the Discord, you would know that I'm not late because I told y'all that we were going to watch the Trey's Trades video. But anyways, welcome everybody. Welcome. Lee, yo, Zach. What is up? He is going live after all. Yeah, I was on the fence about it. I wanted us to watch the Trey's Trades thing, but you know what? Trey, it was actually pretty quick. Well, I guess it was an hour, but from when we streamed, anyways, it worked out. So we're live. Pauline, how's it going, Pauline? Welcome. Webull, hope your internet holds up. I did do some tweaks. I called the company. They had apparently there was an update from my internet that they were able to do wirelessly, and it's knock on wood, it seems to be so far so good. We'll see what goes. We'll see what happens. Eric says a roller coaster of the day. Yikes. Yes, diamond hands and diamond boots. Absolutely. Chris, isn't the share count over the total float? Not to my knowledge. We'll actually get into the share count. Let me write this down because I don't want to forget about this. We'll talk about the share count as well as everything else going on. Yes, no talk about the synthetic shares with Adam Aron. Oh, here's the deal. I just don't know what Adam Aron's allowed to say. I guarantee those questions have been screened and this and that. Then again, they did have some new questions about the shareholder count, which I'm sure are pretty safe questions, and that Adam Aron knew were coming. And I'm sure that the announcement today, or them releasing those shares today, was not a coincidence that he was going on Trey's Trades today, right? I mean, come on. It's all very clear that it was all set up, ready to go. Right, he can't talk about synthetics without going to the SEC first. So it's all very interesting to see what is happening. It's all very interesting to see the way this is going to go. Obviously, today was a very interesting day. As far as the stock, let's look at the 1 day and see this. I mean, let's look at the 5 day and look at this craziness that happened, right? Just insane. It was obviously very scary for people who are not accustomed to this, and people who were accustomed to this, right? This is not what you want to see. We hit 77 all the way down to $38. Good news is we did trigger the SSR extremely early in the day. Now the question is and I also previously, whenever we did trigger that SSR, it really didn't even matter, right? We triggered that SSR and it didn't really make a difference. And most of the times we trigger the SSR, it really doesn't make a difference. I feel like tomorrow, I'm not going to lie, I feel like tomorrow's probably going to be a rough day. They don't want these options to expire in the money. It was looking like it was going to expire in the money. And there was some very interesting charts is what we'll say. I'll pull up actually a little a GIF, I think, that is on Reddit that I had seen earlier in the day. That is very interesting to take a look at. Comparing some stocks. So I'm very interested to see what the heck happened there. Rafter says I developed ice in my veins today. Yeah. Spanish John says, guys, watch the documentary Wall Street Conspiracy. It was 2012 that this came out. Looks like this already happened in 2004, but with penny stocks. Very interesting. Thank you. We're gonna have to take a look. Why do we even do a share count? It's useless. I have so many questions, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, like, I don't have all the answers about the share count just yet. I'm still kind of digesting that information because it's all kind of newer to me. Well, not newer. We'll go into those numbers because I think it is important to talk about and kind of get it all out there. Diane, hello. Gunoff says, good interview. I do think it was a great interview. Trey did ask a lot of questions that we wanted to hear. My problem was I didn't hear all the answers I wanted to hear. And of course, there were these synthetic shares that I know he's not allowed to talk about. But even then, I just wish there was a... Oh, no, I hope I didn't just get the hiccups. I wish there was a signal that he did. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm not allowed to talk about the naked shorting, something like that. Or, oh, I just wish. It hurts me. Diamond says, dude. And then face palms. Yo, what's your take on the synthetic situation? Personally, I it's kind of messing with me, right? I'm not gonna lie. Like, I all the DD points to there being synthetic shares, right? Now, my question is, and realistically, I'm kind of waiting for a smarter ape to discover if there are, if those synthetic shares can be hiding elsewhere, right? If there's a way that they would have, like, if they're in the dark pools or something, and they would have not been found on the actual share count. It just isn't really making sense. To me, it's some of it just is not. Where Corey at? What? This person said they can't find me. YouTube. All right, somebody in the Discord was saying they couldn't find me. So anyways, yeah, so we'll get into that. Let's take a look at AMC. AMC obviously all over the place. It was looking real bad, then looking real good, and then, but here's the deal. When in doubt, zoom out. I shouldn't say it was looking real bad, because look how we're looking, right? We need to really understand that this is what the squeeze is going to look like. It's going to be very, 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 very scary. You have your floor, and then and you make sure that, and this is why, it's just so hard to convey without like shilling people. This is why you have a low floor, right? If your floor is 30, then hey, you know what? You're still in. If your floor is 30, yes, you missed out at the top, but at least you didn't sell at 13, right? Whenever we were back at 13, whenever we hit, or whenever we hit 20, right? If you would have sold at 20, whenever you hit 20, get out, 25, whatever, and then you're out, and now you missed all of this, right? Granted, if your floor was at 30, then okay, you did miss 70, but at least you didn't sell at 20. So you have to kind of think about it that way. The greed is what really gets people into a lot of trouble, and the paper handsing. These paper hands, imagine the people who paper handed down here at, $37 or whatever, 30, even anything under $40, right? People who, and we're at 50 right now, or approximately 50. And imagine people who just let go. And now what? You're going to have to buy back in much higher. So, things to definitely keep in mind. Olive says, hey guys, popping in real quick. Just wanted to say this reminds me of the big GME dip in March. Manage your emotions, trust in the DD, and remember, buy, hold. See you guys in a couple days. See you, Olive. So, and there you go. Diamond says, the Diamond backhand says, I woke up down 8K, then 25K up, then 14K down, then 29K down, 17. Yeah, it's like, this is where diamond hands are made. All right. And that's kind of what I'll say about that. Obviously it's wild. Gunoff says it's going to spike tomorrow. I'm very curious if it is going to spike tomorrow. I firmly believe they don't want another gamma squeeze to happen, right? Another gamma type squeeze to happen. And so they're going to try to make as many options not expiring the money as possible. Granted, actually, what is that site? There's a site for apes, Stonko Tracker. I don't know how to find it. Oh, is this it? Can I go to AMC? Hey, okay. Calls expiring in the money, 230,000. What is that? Is that 23 million so far? Oh, you know what? This might be very good, as a matter of fact, because last week, actually, I believe it was 19 million shares expiring in the money, and this time, because it's 231, let's say times 100, 23 million. Yeah, I think this is about the same. So we might be in a similar gamma squeeze situation where we gamma squeeze again and again, right? Oh, this is pretty cool. Look, you can see the SSR is on. We'll turn on dark mode. Oof, man, that was hurting my eyes. Very interesting. Okay, so actually, I'm actually really liking this. This makes a lot of sense. Hopefully we see that. I do think that they're going to try to make it come down as hard as possible tomorrow. That guy Yas, what is up? What is up? So yeah, that's what I think. So to double down on that, I think that they're going to try to make tomorrow look really, really, really rough, especially toward the end of the day, so that they get as many options out of the money as possible. They don't want these options expiring in the money. Otherwise, they're in another situation where you could have this kind of day like this, right? Where the options just gamma squeeze like this. So definitely keep that in mind. Trey sent me here. Wait, Trey sent you here. Trey told people to come watch my channel. Another live stream for us hot apes. When do we consider stock? Let's see. 87 says, okay, there's 480 share. He said there's 501 or million shares, right? And he wants to add 28 million shares. Do the math. Okay. Yeah, so well, let's get into some of the numbers really quick. Well, actually, let's continue to look at this, and let's take a look at games. So AMC being down 17.92% on the day. The after hours kind of down, just under 4%, we'll say. Let's take a look at Gamestop. Gamestop having a rough day as well. If we look at the 1 day, very, very similar, and we'll compare these in just a second. Gamestop being down, it did trigger the SSR earlier in the day, and then it is, and that's a fun little trick. If you guys have Webull, I have an alert set for if we go down 10% in a day, then I do get that notification. This way, I know easily, hey, we triggered the SSR, so it is what it is. So. I do have that, and in the after hours, kind of sideways, down less than 1%. And let's kind of go into some of this information over here. I haven't taken a look at Ortex all day today. It's driving me insane because I want to take a look and see what's been going on. Okay, so some interesting changes. So the shares on loan, it doesn't look like it changed here, but as you can see, the shares borrowed, it does look like they returned a few shares, but the price action really isn't reflecting what happened, right? Granted, this is T+2, so let's see what happened 2 days ago, right? Let's look at the 5-day, and then we will go backwards. So T+2, if we're here, so we would have been right here, and on this day, I mean, this is yesterday, and then the day before, so that would have been right here. And realistically, I'm not seeing any crazy price action. I guess it went from, I guess it did gap up right here. So it gapped up from, what is this, 25 to 27, and then ended at where is that, around here somewhere, I would say. Right here. Okay, so it ended right here, and it ended at 37. So up $10 on that day, so obviously not too bad. Okay. Anyways, so either way, still looking super good. All of the numbers looking extremely good still. I mean, short interest 17.59 makes sense that it would go down a little bit since they did return a few shares. But even then, these numbers, realistically, yes, they've changed, but have they really? You know what I mean? Still extremely bullish on everything happening during the stock. Extremely bullish on every single thing going on. Still kind of processing the shares, and we'll talk about those shares in just a second. But I did want to take a look here. Look at this. Look at this movement right here. Right. This is top is GameStop, bottom is AMC, but it's not going to matter because look at this movement. I mean, look at that. I hope it replays. Is it going to replay by itself? Replay video. Watch this again, guys. Watch this. Like, picture perfect. It looks like it's the same screen. It's ridiculous. Here from Trey's channel. Oh, thank you. Hey, I don't know who. I guess Trey sent people to me. This is so crazy. Thank you guys. Boom. Fishin says I stopped watching whenever he started asking for more shares to stab us in the back with. Look, you have to understand where Adam Aron is coming from, right? Now, here's the deal. I'm still kind of processing the information about the additional shares. There's a lot to process today. There's a whole lot going on. There's, obviously this Ortex information makes me feel good because it shows they haven't covered, but there is the actually, I think they talk about the share count. Actually, I can go to amc.com shareholders, stockholders. That's what it is. And thanks. Oh my gosh, please stop. No, is it /investors? The third. So here's the proxy statement and outstanding shares. We'll take a look at both of these because this is good stuff. We'll close. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about this one. Well, let's just go in order from left to right. I don't know why I pulled this up. Let's see why I pulled it up. I do not miss out on AMC. This one's pretty popular here. Looks like fact. And granted, this is a Reddit post, so take a fact with a grain of salt. All right, we're gonna have high blood pressure around here. Fact, not a single short has been covered. Fact, there are over 3 billion. And so this, okay, we'll read through it and then we'll kind of talk about it. There's over 3 billion synthetic out there that need to be bought back. Fact, trading has been halted 3 times while hedges, or over 3 times, while hedges shorted at reopening, dropping it $20 in a desperate move. Fact, all media colluded with hedges to build up FUD, predicting massive dips before they happen. GME and AMC are tied together. There are reasons why one could argue AMC dips, but the market is free and open. Why does it mirror GME? So this is one. So right here, this is very interesting because, hold on, Trey just tweeted. Trey said 8.5 plus 11.5 million, these are both millions, shares that were sold into market this week came from an already approved 20 million shares. Okay, which if you saw it, right? So these were going into the market regardless. That 20 million shares was going into the market regardless of what happened. And I did respect that Adam Aron didn't put it in their own pockets. Those 20 million shares. He decided that he was going to put it in the company, right? Invest it in the company and allow the company to thrive. And I'm sure that was something like, people really wanted to, I'm sure people really, like the executives, they would rather the company be afloat and have jobs rather than give themselves, or whoever would get the money, because then they can't even sell it. They could sell it, but I'm sure, maybe it's frowned upon. Who knows the politics within having shares within a company? It's a lot of politics there, but anyways. So this is the very, very important question, right? And I don't have an answer for you, right? I'm trying to uncover this DD. I'm trying to go through it because based on all the DD we've seen, everyone's been saying over 2 billion shares, over a billion shares or whatever it would be, right? And so this person says, is there a way to fact check that 3 billion synthetic share claim? And there's been no proof of this, right? What is a little, and I don't want to FUD anybody, right? I'm just trying to, I'm kind of thinking of it, out loud. So I'm not trying to shield anybody. I'm not trying to do anything. I think there's something missing, but I don't think the apes have found the puzzle piece yet, right? And I'll show you what I'm talking about, why I'm saying like I think there's a piece missing, because a lot of people seem to have arrived at this 3 billion. I have a video coming out about 2.5 billion, about why people say a person says 2.5 billion. So we'll have to see. Let me see. Giro says, thank you for the super chat. Did they clarify the exact number of retail investors? So that's a good question. So I guess, with this in mind, this 3 billion, what's very interesting is over here, they did talk about, as of June 2nd, AMC had, 501 million shares outstanding that will be entitled to a vote. Now, shares outstanding meaning that's how many shares they counted. They counted 501 million shares, okay? And so that is what they released so far. As of June 2nd, that's how many there were, okay? Now, I think on here on the, let me see, 9. Oh yeah, I saw June 9th right here. June 9. Okay, here we go. AMC expects to receive an approximate count of the number of individual shareholders whose trades have settled as of June 2nd, right? So what they're doing, so this is going to be the individual amount of shareholders June 9th, okay? And so that's going to be very interesting to see those numbers coming out, right? Because I'm very curious to know, okay, well, is that actually going to be what people, how many is that going to be? But even then, I'm not sure if the actual amount of individual shareholders really matters. Me personally, I was hoping to see this number, the outstanding shares. And personally, I was hoping they would see, 3 billion, 2 billion, 1 billion, right? Because that would show that they have to, that would be the ultimate confirmation bias that the apes truly have, or well, a lot of people are saying they'll have to buy the stock 3 times over, 4 times over, whatever it would be, because there are so many synthetic shares created, right? Now, I don't know if they were able to hide the synthetic shares. I don't know if the synthetic shares, and actually, I just thought about this. The synthetic shares, they may not be counted here because they're empty shares that don't hold any weight. You know what I'm saying? So like, for example, there could be 2 billion or whatever, how many billion, right? Let's say there's 2 billion plus. If there were those, and then they said, okay, well, there's not actually that many shares. Those shares are on paper. You have to still return those shares, but you don't get a vote for whenever you return those shares. So it doesn't really count. You know what I'm saying? And so hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. Like, it doesn't actually count that, but I'm not 100% sure about these. Now, it's just a little tricky. And so I'm trying to kind of navigate this. And granted, please keep in mind, this is off the top of my head. Like, I literally haven't had time to digest this information. It just came out. I just read about it like right when I got home, and I have no clue. I'm just trying to walk through it. And then I watched that interview, and Adam Aron said this, but who knows? We're just trying to figure it out together. If anyone has any speculation or anything like that, please let me know. I'm more than happy to go over it. I'm very, very curious. So I don't know, did Adam Aron actually say there are no synthetics, or did he not address the synthetics? Because those are very different things, right? If he said there are no synthetic shares, y'all are on a witch hunt, blah, blah, blah. Those are two different things, right? Like, so a lot of interesting things. Now, synthetics are not. So yeah, so this person's asking, synthetics, are they not counted in a share count? Marty McFly, I like this. Marty McFly says, let's be very clear. Adam Aron isn't here to give you the squeeze. He isn't here to protect the longevity. Wait, he is here to protect the longevity of the company. The squeeze will come and go. AMC will remain, and he needs and it needs to be a thriving business. And that's a good point, right? Adam Aron, here's the deal. We're giving, and I'm included in this, I'm putting Adam Aron on some kind of pedestal, or, and I did appreciate how he rallied the apes and in the things that he's been doing. He's been doing seemingly a fine job, right? With everything that's been going on. But at the end of the day, we have to keep in mind, he's not, he has his own agenda. I don't believe he cares about a squeeze. I don't believe he cares about, everything that happens here. He cares about running his company and doing well. Now, and his drive in increasing the price of the stock for his stakeholders, right, his shareholders. Now, with that, getting shorts out of the picture is 100% beneficial for the company, right? For them to not be heavily shorting the company, heavily shorting the stock, that puts AMC in a much better position. This way, whenever they do get additional shares, if people do vote that they agree to add additional shares to the stock or whatever they're going to vote to do, and they get to that point again, he would much rather sell them at, $50 a share, whenever he's going to do another offering, rather than sell them at $2 a share like he had to do previously, right? I mean, it just makes sense from a simple standpoint. But yeah, so a whole bunch of good stuff. Before we get into this, let me see if I saw anything about the He did not address the synthetics specifically. Okay, so that's good to know. He described the process in which they are made. Okay. Didn't address, wasn't asked by, okay. So there we go. Because some people were saying, about the synthetics and stuff, about, we'll just have to wait. I don't want, and here's what I would say. Me personally, I'm not going to FUD myself. I'm not going to FUD you guys. I'm going to wait patiently. I'm going to hold strong. I'm going to sit tight. And I'm going to wait for someone who's capable of doing this kind of DD and looking into it and seeing if there's anything there, right? But I'm not going to like hop on Reddit right now and be like, what's going on? Like, and especially if there's articles that are, I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait it out. I'm going to see what happens. And, hopefully we can have some kind of explanation or something in the very, very near future, right? We have to keep in mind, like, we're all still kind of learning about this. This is not, and it's crazy because we're in like the thick of everything. But even then, like, I think I'm not going to shield myself is what I'll say. And I'll just kind of leave it at that because I'd hate to, misspeak or say something incorrect and have everyone just kind of like, 1 second, I got a notification. Oh, Amazon. All right, no worries. So yeah, all good. I'm just gonna sit tight and wait, and we'll see. I'm not gonna jump to any kind of conclusions. Let's talk about this proxy statement. Voting begins June 16th. And so I guess on June 16th, you'll get an email. And so I saw some people asking the question, how do you vote? So typically how it worked previously is you receive an email, and in the email, it gives you kind of a link, and you click the link. And I don't know if you have to enter anything or what happens. I can't recall. But basically, you just log in and or you click the link, and it walks you through it. It's very, very easy. And then you vote on your stuff. You just vote on these points, right? And so let's kind of go over these and let's see what's going on. So question number 1, and we'll get back to this because, oh my gosh, this is the $1 million question, right? People are always asking. So the first thing is increased authorized share capital by 25 million shares. Okay, so they want to be able to hold 25 million shares to release whenever they want after 2021, right? So starting from 2022 and beyond, they want to have 25 million shares in their, like Adam Aron states in his arsenal of management tools for raising capital and this and that. And he said what he wants to do. He also said that it would be in here more about what they could use the capital for. Now, let's continue with this. And so increase your capital. So that's that. We'll get into that in a second. So they want to re-elect certain directors. No problem. Do whatever you guys want to do. Approve the appointment of these people as independent auditors. Sounds good. Do what you want to do. Approve the non-binding vote on the compensation of executive officers. No problem. Do what you want to do. Ability to adjourn the stockholders meeting if necessary. So let's talk about number 5, because I believe adjourn meaning that if they want to because previously I believe this is if they want to revisit one of these 4, then they can do it again. I believe that's what this means here. And so I vote yes on this, because you know what, if they want to come back and say, hey, like, you know, we want the 25 million shares, but we won't use them until 2023, something like that, no problem. This one, you know, here's the deal. Effective 2022, it's a little tricky, right? So I do like that so 2 things that I want to address really quick. Number 1, Aron said that they only have, I think, 46,000 shares currently, right, that they can use, right? Please pass this message on. Matthew, you can just, what's your question? Have you heard of AA had naked shorts and pants on when you dropped the camera? All right, thank you, Matthew. So they have some share. I believe they have either some shares left over or they used them all, something like that. But anyways, these 25 million shares they want to use in they can use anytime from 2022 beyond, right? So, well, there's nothing additional in here to like do this. I mean, I guess you could read this additional information and see more about it. I wonder if there's an actual like PDF or something to read, and you can see more of this. Here's the deal. And I'm also really quick side note. I'm noticing this number right here, 5134, and you know what? It feels freaking good. Like, I know today was a rough day, but you know what? I remember when this was $5, $10, like, and I remember looking at this. You know what? This is good stuff, guys. Like, I'm feeling good. I know this guy messed me up. This guy with his crazy comments. So that is that. Let's go ahead and continue over here. These 25 million shares. I'm kind of on the fence about these. I'm not going to lie. I feel like 6 months is probably a good amount of time. I feel like we're in the thick of it right now. And the question is how long do you think this squeeze is going to last? How long do you think it's going to last? Like, and realistically, it might be going on through during early 2022. It's hard to say. It really just depends on the price action, right? It depends on these numbers. Are these guys going to cover? Are they going to start to cover? Are they going to get margin called? Are we going to be in a gamma squeeze loop? Where will we be? So there are so many different questions that we don't have. And, I guess I just kind of talk myself out of this one. Very tricky. What I will say, and here's why it's a little bit tricky for me, because obviously in my world, I would just vote no to this. Just personally, I would just vote no to this, right? But at the same time, I want them to be happy, which is why I don't mind. Hey, here's the deal. If they want to give themselves a certain amount of compensation, if they want to use these auditors, if they want to have, the certain directors on the board or whatever, then that's what they want to do. And I just want them to be happy. I want them to be okay. I want them to be cool. I want them to be good. Okay. But that's that. Now, this one right here is just the only thing I'm on the fence about. What I would hate is for, I don't know, Adam Aron to get petty or upset or something, and then he's not happy about the 25 million shares. Granted, I don't think he would tank his own stock, his own company or anything, but who knows what he would do against the apes to who knows what would happen. Tricky stuff. Sky says, I vote no because the value of the shares go up to 100K per share, and there are 25 million shares. What retail investor trader can afford that? I don't know if that's going to matter. And you can buy partial shares typically, right? Marty McFly says FUD will spread regardless of the vote of the 25 million. If yes, FUD will focus on dilution. If no, FUD will focus more on strengthening power to AMC. Literally can't win. Marty, I'm with you there. It's going to be a very tricky one. What I'm truly hoping is, some ape gives a very, very, very good synopsis of why this would be good, and it realistically, even other than the shares done today, right, the 11 million shares or whatever, each time he has released more shares and it was announced, the stock did go up. I mean, in the January one that he takes credit for, I don't know about that one, but the other ones, I think they recently, I don't know, I can't recall when their last one was, but their last one kind of sent us basically on this freaking frenzy right here, and I think it's been not so bad. I wonder if it would be a good thing, but it's just tricky. You have to bet. Are you willing to bet your gains that these shares, 25 million shares, are going to do something, right? Now, granted, he is going to, that it wouldn't be released in 2021. So we don't know if it would affect the current price action, but we don't know where we'll be at the beginning of 2022, and if it even wants to use it at the beginning of 2022, right? So many different factors, so many different ways that this could play out. It's hard to just nail one down, right? It's just so tricky to nail one down. Oh, we did end over here. We ended on a red candle, heading down as Lee says. You know what? Ended at 47.50, but even then, I just zoom out a little bit and it's still looking pretty good, right? We'll see what happens. The apes, looking at this though, it looks like the apes did hold today. Obviously, there was a bunch of people who they're friends. They said that my friend paper handed, and I'm never talking to them again in the subreddit. But you know what? I held, and I'm happy I did hold. I feel like it's going to be, I feel very confident in everything going on, and I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid, even with some of these numbers not being my favorite numbers I've ever seen in the world. I'm still feeling very, very bullish on AMC. I'm not going to let something like this bring me down. I'm not going to let this stuff right here, this kind of stuff right here, where are you at? Like these crazy, exactly the same charts basically mess me up. So yeah, Martin McFly says, once this Gamma Squeeze action dies down, could we be waiting a couple months for a couple months more for the true squeeze? So it's really hard to say, Marty, about exactly which way this is going to play out, because theoretically, if these guys, if the stock price stays around $50, right, I still feel like they're in big danger for a margin call. I truly feel, I'm actually pretty surprised they didn't get margin called yet, especially at $77, or even, anything above 50. I'm very surprised that they haven't been, can't hear you on Facebook. Oh, I don't know why you can't hear me on Facebook. That's weird. Lee, maybe refresh it, or I don't think you hear me. Refresh it. Yeah, that's weird. But what the heck was I saying? Oh, okay. So do you think it could take more months? Look, it's really tricky to say. I really think that if tomorrow is pretty good, I really believe we'll see another gamma squeeze into another gamma squeeze into another gamma squeeze, and I really think it'll be an endless loop, and eventually, as long as that continues to happen, I do really, really believe they'll finally get margin called. And realistically, I think they can probably get margin called any day now, just waiting for it, right? Just waiting for that to happen. And I just don't want to miss it. I don't want to not be here when I miss it. I have other plays, but yeah, the other plays, they might pay well. But you know what? This one, I am the most confident on. And you know what? I actually had seen something. Actually, let me see if this person messaged me, because I'm trying to get a little... no, they didn't. Let me show you guys this guy. We'll actually pull up. Look at this guy. Whoops. This guy right here, this guy entered with $47 million at $58. Okay, this person is down right now and holding. If this person entered with this much money at this freaking price, you know what? I'm bullish. I'm like extremely bullish because this is nuts. Like, this is crazy. I don't care if it's disposable income. I don't care what it is. This is unless you're a billionaire or something, this is a lot of money to hop in on. And this person is hodling on. And you know what? If they can hodl on, I can hodl on. Crazy stuff. I don't know who has this kind of money. But that's what I think. You know, it could take a little longer, but I'm willing to wait. Like, I've waited 6 months, and I'm very, very, very happy that I did. I'm very happy that we are where we are, and I wouldn't trade it. I'm not going to find a bet that I'm doing better than I'm doing in AMC right now, right? It's just not worth it for me. Neil Tundo says, so about this GIF, you know, it's eerily similar. What do you make of it? You know, it's similar because I think that I personally feel like it's some kind of market manipulation, right? All the news came out, all of this that came out, like everything happened at the same time. And it was very, very, very odd about, like, look at this. It's just going to tank like that at the same exact time, like both stocks. It just doesn't add up, right? It doesn't make a lot of sense. And I've seen some charts. I saw some charts. It was like 4 in a row, you know, like the 4 stack that you can get in Webull and stuff. I can't remember the other stocks, but I'm sure it was the heavily shorted ones. And it was unfortunate is what I'll say. Let's go ahead and pull up Twitter or text really quick, because I did want to take a look at some of so they tweeted a lot less today, I will say, but here we go. Oh, look, they shouted out Trey. Shouted out Trey again. They were live tweeting Trey's interview. All right. Wow, they really tweeted everything. Mm-hmm. 13 hours ago, up 18% in the pre-market. Here we go. After a turbulent day, that's seen AMC's share price as a low of 37.66 and a high of 77.26. In the pre-market, AMC is currently up. Wait, when was this? Oh, in the pre-market was this. Currently up 9% and trading at 68. Obviously, it went down a little bit, but even then, these Ortex numbers are still looking extremely good. Short interest went down like 0.3%, 0.3%. But again, these shares on loan really haven't changed, even though it looks like they changed how many they borrowed. They returned a few shares, 2 million shares. Even then, guys, this number could be 50 million or whatever, and I'd still be so bullish on it. I'd still be bullish on everything. Gunnar says, I don't want to sound dumb, but I feel like at this point they want to crash the market to try and get out. You know, Gunnar, I do feel kind of similarly. I feel like these hedge funds, you know, if they are gonna, I feel like if they go out, if they're thinking they're gonna go out, they want to go out with a bang. They want to bring everybody with them. They want to bring the whole market down. They want to say, you want to let us fail? We're too big to fail. You want to let us fail? We're gonna bring everyone down with us. And that's what I truly think is happening. I wonder, and this is complete speculation, I wonder if they've had bailout talks already. I think it's very possible that they've had a bailout talk with whoever it would be, you know, the Treasury or whoever, and or maybe even the DTCC. I'm not sure who it would be in this case, but where they had a bailout situation talk, and they said, and you know, they could have said, okay, well, look, if you don't make it, we'll bail you out. And so they're going to continue to fight and see if they make it, or they said, you know what, if you don't make it, you're done, and you're gonna be made an example of, you're gonna be brought down, and yeah, we're gonna let you fall. And remember, you have to keep in mind, they've been structuring these filings in the case of a NSCC, you know, DTCC member, aka like a hedge fund or whatever, these institutions, what happens if one goes under? What happens if they're unable to pay? What happens if they're over leveraged and they're in a bad position for themselves? They've been structuring all of these rules in this kind of a situation, right? In case someone is in a bad situation and they are going to have to get taken out. So yeah, it is. It's interesting stuff. Caesar says, will AMC go down tomorrow? Caesar, very tricky to say. I do believe personally that they're going to try to short ladder attack it again, so more options do not expire in the money. If they do expire in the money, I think that there's going to be a big what, Chance the Rapper? I think that there's going to be a big what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, if they do expire in the money, I do think we'll probably gamma squeeze again and continue to gamma squeeze, which will be crazy. That's Chance the Rapper? Where's Chance the Rapper? He's in the chat. So that's what I think is going to happen. Anyone buy the dip today? I wish I could have bought the dip. I really wish, because that price looked very good to me. Dog says hello. I just started watching Trey and I saw you're on. So hey, thank you. Watch that Trey interview. It's pretty interesting. I enjoyed watching it. You know, well, I guess it didn't feel as good as the first one felt, but you know what? I respect Trey. I think Trey did a fantastic job. Did his research. Obviously, some questions he can't ask. You can't really be mad about that. But I feel like Trey did the best that he could with what they allowed him to do. So very proud. Brian says they are liquidating to cover. So that's the question. So okay, so you guys kind of answered each other's question right next to each other, but Wisco Bohunt says, how can they crash the market? You know, Wisco, there's a bunch of different theories as to how that may happen. But you know, one of the oh gosh, there's a whole bunch of stuff with the repo market and bond market, yada yada. It goes on and on. But something that may happen is, you know, let's say Citadel is in a bunch of companies, right? And they have to liquidate their positions. Let's say they have to liquidate all their positions to try and cover for AMC, GME, and any other heavily shorted stocks that they're in, right? If they all are running up and they're all getting margin called, then if they have to liquidate all of their other positions, you have to keep in mind, they don't have small positions. I think they're probably one of the biggest institutions like in the world or something. I'm not sure if that's actually accurate, but they're very large. They're a big deal. And so if they do have to liquidate their positions in all of the other stocks, it's going to be a big deal, right? It's going to be a lot of downward pressure for a lot of those stocks. But the good news for the apes is that all that money that they're liquidating out here, you know, on these outskirts, is going to go into AMC and Gamestop and all these heavily shorted stocks that they're short on, right? And if they do need to cover in a margin call. So that is how theoretically, you know, one way that it might not make the stock market look good. There are other things like repo market and stuff where the way the economy's propped up on these different kinds of things, it's a whole thing. I'm not very good at explaining it, so I'm not really going to try. But in the Everything Short, a video that I have on the channel with A. Tobit, aka Austin, the DD legend, he kind of goes over it. It's pretty interesting and pretty scary, frankly. Brian says they are running out of time. I do think they're running out of time. I think they're running out of time. They're running out of steam. They're running out of money, right? That's the big one. They're losing billions of dollars as this continues to go on. It continues to go on. Days like this, though, give them hope, I think. Even though I'm sure they heavily shorted it, they really messed some stuff up, high frequency trading. I really think that they still... I think that this kind of gave them some hope. And remember, guys, I always say this. I'm going to quadruple down on this. They do not have to short it all the way down to here. They just need to short it far enough to trigger a bunch of stop losses. If you can trigger it down to here, to $70, and the rest will trigger itself. Stop loss central, right? And remember, they can see the trades, especially if you're in Robinhood, probably Webull, some of these free brokerages, not Fidelity, from my understanding. If you're in those kinds of brokerages like Robinhood and stuff, they're selling your trades. They know where your well, theoretically, right? They can know where your stop losses are. They can know where your everything is. They can see all of your trade information. Robinhood sells it to them, admittedly, via during the congressional hearings. They said it outright, okay, that they sell the trade data to them. So I'm sure they can see all of that information. And remember, their systems are so fast that they could buy in before you buy. You could place an order, and their order will be placed before yours, even though Robinhood has, whoever has I forgot the exact terminology, but they have all these things that you're supposed to go in super quick. But yeah. So yes, we did talk about the count. That we talked about the count right here, and so we're talking about the AMC count. And so currently, it's saying there were 501 million or over 501 million AMC shares outstanding as of June 2nd, and so that's what we have. Now, granted, this still seems over the float, right? Now, I don't think I don't think Webull is updated just yet, but it did update from 417 million shares to 450 million shares. Now, even then, there are still 50 million shares outstanding that are, I don't know how we got to 501 from 450 million. So now, if these are synthetic shares that are in here, or maybe Webull hasn't updated yet, I'm not quite sure. I'm not trying to say any kind of misinformation. It just might not be updated yet, but or maybe it's 50 million shares that are synthetic or whatever they're considered these shares. A lot of different speculations that we could do for those synthetic shares, but I'm really not in a position just yet to kind of share anything that I feel super confident with that I can just say. Hamo says no, 501 million was total shares in company. Count was 501 million. Why did Aron dilute today when AMC was in a good momentum? So he did address it. If anyone has not seen the Trades interview that just aired, I'd highly recommend just taking a look at it. Aron goes into all of these things, but essentially those shares, again, just to raise more capital. He doesn't, and I kind of feel bad saying it, but you have to keep in mind, his job is to make sure AMC is doing well. He needs that company to survive as long as he's CEO, 10, 15, 20, 30, whatever he's planning, right? However many years, he needs to have AMC be in a good place. He also can't leave it in shambles, right? So, let's say he was going to retire. There's no way he's going to retire right now and ruin his legacy or whatever he would have it, and leave them in shambles and let someone else try to pick up the pieces. Right? He's trying to set them up in a good place. And, the apes have put them in a good place. Not only the apes, but he's put himself in a good place. He released those shares, and he keeps releasing shares. Now, from my understanding, he's basically completely out of shares. And, so now he's asking for more shares, which was something different. But those 20 million shares or 11 million shares that they released today, how many shares? The shares that were released, they are going to be used to just help the company. He talked about acquisitions that they might want to do, how they're going to, a bunch of different stuff that they want to do, right? So I recommend just taking a look at it because he kind of goes over everything. So we'll talk about AMC, like the forecast for tomorrow and stuff in just a little. It seems like everyone has that question every few seconds. I think I did address it whenever it was asked, though, but I know people are coming in and out. I guess I'll say it really quick. Tomorrow, I feel like they're probably going to heavily short it, trying to get it down as far as possible, so less money or less options expire in the money. I know what's funny is, in the event of a possible market crash, I am happy I liquidated my other positions, because I'd hate for those stocks to be down and they could have been an AMC, and then yeah, I didn't want to miss out on, I don't want those stocks to be down. AMC's going up, and now those are nothing, and I can't really do anything with them at that point. So I figured, you know what, let's liquidate everything anyways, put it in AMC, and just chill. And that's what I did. So far, I'm very happy that I did it. Very, very happy. I got in. I was a little nervous getting in. Well, actually, I really wasn't that nervous getting in. I got in at 27 whenever it was trading around there, and I was like, you know what, do or die, baby. And I looked at these numbers and I felt confident in it, and you know what, it really paid off. I got in at 27, which I'm sure at the time everyone thought that was crazy. And look at us now. Look at us now. Manuel says I'm at 62, average down 500. Oh, 62 average, down 500. Should I sell? Manuel, you have to think about what you want to do, my friend. I don't know why you would sell your stocks at a loss, but if you really have to cut losses, if you can't afford to lose that money or anything, then you have to do what you have to do. I personally, look, in my opinion, and based on the numbers, right, the squeeze has not started. Nothing has started yet, right? Hey, what's up, Annie? Annie, Lee is the freaking man. You're very lucky, and I'm sure he's lucky as well. So Manuel, that's what I say. This stock is in my personal opinion, again, do what you need to do, but we haven't even started yet, my friend. We're in the, yeah. Moo Man says gonna be a lot of millionaires quitting. Yeah, I'm worried. I couldn't even imagine. Can you imagine selling out, then the stock goes to 100,000, and you're like, and you were too scared to hop back in because it kept going up and you thought it was gonna go down? Man, I would lose my freaking mind. Mercy says don't sell. Next 2 days should be good. Where I lost the chat. Working class gets paid on Thursday, Friday. Interesting. Good point. Stevens says don't sell. You gotta know when to hold them and when to fold them. You just make that up. Just kidding. Man, I'm gonna have to watch that Aron interview again, because I did not see that he didn't have pants on, because that is, good for him. Good for him. Pants are for hedgies. Shorts are for hedgies. Dandy, yeah, Dandy, and here's the deal. Dandy's not wrong, Adam Aron protecting the company. Offering is good for shareholders, right? And I think this is true for shareholders, long-term shareholders, right? Now, what I don't know is short-term squeeze-wanting shareholders. Is it good for squeeze-wanting shareholders, right? So hard to say. It's just so hard to say. I'm not. Oh, it's hard to say. I wish I had a freaking answer for you guys, but hard to say. And remember that those shares won't be released until 2022. Can't use a single one. So keep that in mind. Truette says, what do you think it could go up to? I do have a video actually coming out about how high I think AMC could go. Realistically, it is whatever the apes want it to go to, right? And it's not just like we're apes, you know what I mean? Like it matters on the complete sentiment of all the apes who own, you know, the majority of it, right? It's yeah, which I know is everyone's least favorite answer, mine included, but it's impossible to say, right? It is impossible to say how high the stock is going to go. Personally, I think it's going to go retirement high, but you know, what do I know? I'm just a silly ape. KJ says, wouldn't CEO be able to know how many shares there should be? Yeah, I mean, he should know, right? And the thing is, I mean, they did announce it and they said that there's, you know, 501 million shares outstanding, right? And it's right there. Okay, answered that already. Okay, so if anyone is relying on me to give you an answer for tomorrow, I see like 6 questions so far in like one little screen right here about where it's going to go tomorrow. If you're looking to me for an entry point or to tell me the stock is going to go up, buy now, or something like that, I really cannot tell you to buy or anything. But I will say, like, I just don't know how to say it. I don't know how to say it. Like, stock is which way do you think it's going to go? The shorts, in my, like, based on the numbers, they haven't covered, hasn't started, been some crazy price action. You can't let one day shake you, right? Or, you know, do what you want, but I'm not going to let one day shake me whenever. And I tried to prepare people for this, right? Because if you recall, if you've been watching the stream, and, you know, I know not everyone watches a stream every day. Hello. But if you recall, I said this price action is too good, is way too good. And it made me uneasy because we were due for a day like this, because we had all these new investors, unseasoned investors, who were not getting any kind of, that's got you. What was I saying? This price action is too good. Unseasoned investors hopping in, you know, right here, hopping in like that, crazy good stuff, looking good, and then boom. This is the shake weight, paper-handed shake weight right here, and people were shook today. You know, they shook the tree and see if anything fell out. I just made that up, and I'm sure they shook a lot of people. I saw it in the subreddit. A lot of people shook. A lot of people's friends shook out. And you know what? Hopefully they shook down here. And I almost don't, you know, it's like almost good riddance, right? I don't want paper hands whenever we're at, you know, when and if we hit $1,000, $10,000. I don't want paper hands to mess everything up. But as far as retracement goes for tomorrow, here's the deal. I feel like we'll probably be safe around. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it went back down to 40. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if it went back down to here. I feel like, let's see what I feel like. What did this touch here? I feel like right here, 41.40 is, I would like to see a level of support around there. You know, obviously I would say right here around, you know, $43, but it does look like, you know, we broke that over here in these candles and stuff. Might have been, you know, if you want to call it a false break or whatever. We do have these 3 candles here, though, 4 candles that you can do around this area. This is $44, so we'll just have to see. But there were a bunch of different candles around this area right here, you know, 40.99 or whatever you want to call it, that I do feel pretty confident about. Like, I feel good about this. Now the question is, the thing is that's not really going to matter though, because you have to keep in mind, these guys are going to be high frequency trading. They're going to try to shake it. And you know, it might look really good in the morning and then look really bad in toward the end of the day, because that's what they try to do, right? Toward the end of the day, they try to get as many options out of the money as possible. And today, I feel like it was a huge effort to get a head start on tomorrow. This way, they can talk about getting the share, or this way they can get these shares out, right? Shake these people out of their position. Instead of it ending, you know, 77 and continue to run, let's shake these people out, get a little lower, and have that not expire so far in the money, right? I really think that is their goal. Yeah, I really think that's what their goal is. But even then, we're in such a good spot. Like, I feel like even then, we probably will gamma squeeze as long as it's not too crazy. Matt Kors just tweeted, naked shorts will pay, buying more. Bullish. I'm bullish. People are hoping on an Amazon merger. Dude, what about these $100 call options tomorrow? They can't be real, can they? I'm hearing they were bought on Wednesday, but these options weren't available. Oh, let's take a look. Options for tomorrow, $100 options, 3,000. Yeah, why is this? Yeah, June 4th, $100. Man, this is crazy. I remember when you couldn't even find the $40 call options on here. And the highest it would go was 20. Okay, so let's continue because this is cool. So $100 right here, and you can see, yeah, it looks like there were 3,000. A lot of people are planning on for this. And here's the deal, guys. The other day we went up. We hit 100% up, right? And look at this. This is, I mean, if we went 100% up on the day, granted, you know, right now we're down at 47, but we could get very close, or if not, hit 100 tomorrow, right? Now, granted, we'll see what actually happens. Fridays are typically kind of rough, just because they are, like I've been saying, they're trying to get these options out of the money. But yeah, whoops, let's get that out. I guess I have Slack open. Excellent. KJ says, but why didn't he touch on synthetics? Any speculation of it? Look, KJ, I'm sure, I'm very, 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 very sure he's not allowed to talk about that, right? Yeah, right here. Kyle says it. Thank you, Kyle. He cannot talk about synthetics at all. It's illegal and unethical. So he just is not allowed to talk about any of those things. Why wasn't Adam Aron wearing any pants? You know why. You know, what's sad is I kind of have this mentality, right? And this has, and it's kind of crazy, so hear me out. Rakelso says, it's only money. We can always make more. And you know what? This money right here that I have invested, like that I originally invested in stuff, like it was not going to make me a rich person. You know what I mean? The only way I was going to get rich and possibly retire early is to get into something like this, right? Play the lottery, good luck with that, or play stocks, you know, go all in on stocks, make some good trades. And, you know, I never thought I would end up in a situation with AMC like I'm in, but you know what, whenever I found this and, you know, I see this opportunity, I went all in, and then I went all in some more. Because there's always a little more. There's always a little more. All right. Always. Actually, I'll do a fun little exercise next time you're with, or you know, if you, it's kind of lame, so I don't want to like tell you guys what to do right now, but you know, if I told you to put your hand up as high as you can right now, right? And so I don't know if you want to, sure, put your hand up as high as you can, right? And now, okay, put your hand up a little higher. Okay, and then people say like, okay, why didn't you put your hand up like as high as you could the first time, right? Because you could always do a little bit more. And so that's actually a pretty cool little exercise that you can do with some people, kind of like a leadership exercise. But it's pretty interesting to see, like, you know, people, they say they're doing every single thing they can. They're saying, even me, I said I was all in, right? But you know what? Whenever push came to shove, I could always add a little bit more. Right now, it would be, you know, I don't know if I could add a little bit more. I could try, but that would put me in a very vulnerable situation financially for my bills, like my rent. So I'm not going to do that. But I really wish that I could. This way I could, because I feel like it would be worth it personally, right? So just things to think about. Let me drink some water. Just getting caught up in the chat here, guys. One sec, sorry. Yeah, see, Fortune says, I'm not in this for a few thousand or even a few $100s. I'm in this for millions of life-changing, never work again dollars. And right, you know, and I know, here's the deal. I know it's kind of greedy, right? And I'm not trying to be greedy. I'm trying to just, I think that's all I can close. Whoa, sorry about that, guys. I don't know what the heck happened. Fix the internet. Oh gosh, here we go, here we go. All right. Dang, the internet was doing so good too. And there we go. We're good now. Okay, thank goodness, man. It was doing so good. Hopefully I don't know what I needed to do. KJ's out. See you, KJ. Thanks for stopping by. Dang, Trey's going to be on another interview on CNBC to talk about the movement, what the apes, what it stands for. Very cool. Here we go. Kyle has a great little summary for us. Kyle says, to sum it up, Adam Aron cannot talk about synthetics, naked shorts, market manipulation, hedge funds, etc. He has a moral and legal obligation to the company and its shareholders, and can only speak based on the facts, right? And yeah, and he even said some things, you know, that is, I forgot what he was answering. I think about the dividends, and he was saying, you know, his lawyers are probably going to be upset that he continued to answer this question and stuff like that. But you know, it is what it is. Like, he had to answer it, or he did answer it, or whatever, and that's what it came to. See, Rick Diaz is in for a house, and I support that, right? Like, that's a big deal. Take your internet back to 5 below. Oh my gosh. You know, I called and I was like, look, I'll upgrade my internet. Like, I'll pay more. I'll do whatever I need to do. Just please help me. So I don't know. Maybe I need to call back. What stock do you think will be the next AMC, GameStop, etc.? You know, it's very interesting. I still stand behind the theory that whenever we are actually squeezing, that AMC and GameStop and the other heavily shorted stock will squeeze at the same time, right? Right now, obviously with the momentum, this is regular price action as well, I believe a gamma squeeze, which is why we move so much. Now, whenever the margin calls happen and these guys are forced to cover their positions, I think that everything will go at the same time. AMC, I feel like, is just playing a little bit of catch up, and this might have been a trap, right? A trap that backfired, right? Because I'm not sure what the catalyst would have been that these people all of a sudden, and these people meaning retail traders, a bunch of retail traders all of a sudden started buying in. It doesn't really make any sense to me as to why they randomly started buying in back here, right? I can't recall if there was a news catalyst. If anyone recalls, just let me know. But all of a sudden the stock started skyrocketing, not really sure why. And then a bunch of options expired in the money, then we gammed, right? Now, keep in mind, the reason I say this is not, the reason I say they haven't covered, because look at the shares on loan, like look at this stuff, they haven't covered this. These numbers are just looking better and better. They're still borrowing shares. The short interest it went down a tad, like 0.5 or whatever percent, which is nothing in the scheme of things considering how many shares are still on loan. This is set up even better than it was in January, right? But right now we just have to, I think apes have to be patient and allow it to happen. You need to allow it to happen. You need to hold. This is not financial advice. This is what I personally think. Like, this is what I'm going to do, right? And if I were to, you know, just give you my speculation on what would happen, you know, I think people need to hold and understand that this is a process, right? And here's the deal: if you're not feeling good about it, I mean, look to average down. Or look at the DD. I mean, there's a bunch of different things you can do to decide what you want to do with it. Craig says, new to the game. Welcome, Craig. Welcome. I'm on the ship, but what's the realistic goal here? Craig, realistically, look, I'm waiting for these guys to start covering their positions. This price action, like I just said, I believe is just regular price action, right? This is what the stock is at based on the momentum, people buying, yada, yada. And that's what I really believe is happening right now. So what I'm waiting for is I'm waiting for a catalyst, waiting for another catalyst to happen. We saw that there was a gamma squeeze, and I really figured there probably would have been some kind of retracement, right? I didn't care that the retracement was as big as it was, but hey, I was definitely expecting some kind of retracement. I was hoping it was going to hold around, 60 something over here, 62, maybe even 60, but 61, I guess. But it did not. And it is what it is. I held, I'm not going to sell. And again, that's one of the things that I tell myself, it's like, dang, the stock is down. And then I'm like, Corey, Corey, what are you going to do? Are you going to sell or are you going to buy the dip? I could not buy the dip and there's no way I'm going to sell. So I held. Like it's just kind of talking through it, right? Think about it rationally. It's very hard to, whenever you're in the thick of it and you have these emotions, it's so hard to like freak out. Critical says, could we see a potential gamma squeeze tomorrow? Critical, I do not think we would see a gamma squeeze tomorrow. I do think that if a lot of options expire in the money, which it's kind of currently set up to expire, a bunch of them in the money, right? Take a look at all these options that are in the money, right? All of these. According to Stonko Tracker, it's about, so last week we had 19 million shares expire in the money, or 19,000 contracts expiring in the money. Currently, it looks like we have 23 million contracts expiring in the money. I already did the math, but how I get that is 231,000 times, and technically it's 30. It could be 32, right? Because I didn't add these the last digits times 100, because 100 shares per contract. These are contracts, and boom. That's 23 million. This gamma squeeze happened off 29 million or 19 million, right? And this is 23 million. And I'm sure tomorrow this will be 200, or I guess 23.2 million, right? Instead of 23.1 million. So I think it's very possible we're in a chain reaction to another gamma squeeze. I think it's very, 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 very possible. Chris says, man, you can't complain about internet until you saw mine. 2 megabytes per second. I don't even know. Good luck, my friend. TZK says, why is everyone questioning? This is going to explode. Do not sell. TZK, I like your enthusiasm. I'm hyped up. Bullish. Set as a gamer, he set us up. Oh my mood. Diane. Everyone subscribing. Thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate it. A lot of people, welcome to the movement. Welcome to the stream. There we go. Mercy dropping the wisdom. Mercy says, there are no guarantees in life. You can't accomplish what you're not even willing to try. I will try. Well, will I try? Will I hold? Check, check, check. So same. I'm going to try. I'm going to hold. And for me, it's just worth it. It is worth the risk. Manage your risk. I'm just overthinking. Yeah. And, be careful with overthinking. You don't want to overthink it. You don't want to shill yourself. You don't want to make yourself get out of a stock, like at the low point, because you don't know what's going to happen. And then, you have to be careful because you justify it to yourself, right? Excuse me. You say, oh, well, it's going to continue to drop today, so I'll just buy in down here at $30 or whatever. But the reason I don't buy, sell and then buy back in, number one, theoretically, you could hurt the squeeze. Number two, I don't know when the heck the bottom's going to be. I don't know when the heck the top's going to be. No one knows. In hindsight, you could say, oh, I should have sold here and bought here. Well, yeah, theoretically, of course, but no one knows what this is going to look like. You're in, like, for example, where is this going to go tomorrow, right? No one knows if it's going to go up or down or which way. So I feel like the speech in Wolf of Wall Street with Matthew McConaughey, whenever he's saying, no one knows which way the stock's going to go. It can go up, down, left, right. The way he says it. But yeah, so just keep that in mind. Tanner says share is $47.50 in the after hours. Do you think the prices might rise after Adam Aron's interview? I'm hodling. I've got too much invested at this point. I think tomorrow's going to be a little rough, like I said, just because of the options. Because of the hedge funds, I think they're going to try to short the crap out of it. So we'll see. Hopefully people hold and they understand what is going on. They understand the DD, right? But yeah, hopefully. I just wish people would know, right? I wish there was I don't know. I wish Trey would just like, hey Corey, you want me to share anything with the apes really quick? Yes, Trey. Please let them know that tomorrow might be short ladder attacks, and please let them know that tomorrow they're gonna try not to make options expire in the money. Thanks. Click. Not really a thing. Right, and a Game of Squeeze would not happen on a Friday to also answer your question, critical. So typically it happens earlier in the week, Monday, Tuesday. More recently, Tuesday. January was on a Tuesday. This week was on a Tuesday. Diamond will be the first one to tell you. Tuesday. Brian says, don't fall for FUD tomorrow. Fear, uncertainty, doubt. Do not fall for it. Yep, Equinox says, when you're shilling yourself, this is what happens. The squeeze is inevitable. Don't shill yourself. So let's see. Smooth says, so they can't borrow any more shares for GME. Let's take a look. I mean, here's the deal. Of course they can. They're shares to borrow for GME. Let's take a look at GME on here. And let's look at the change on the day, right? Let's look at the changes. So that it looks like they did return some shares, but yeah, I mean, they can definitely borrow. Utilization's at 58% right here, or 58. Yeah, I think it's percent. But yeah, I do think that they are able to. What was I going to say? They are able to short still. The question is, do they want to borrow the shares? But yeah, I really think they can. Diamond with this. Oh my gosh, Diamond with the super chat, the monster super chat. Holy smokes. Says Tuesday. Diamond has been right. Diamond called it. Where we at? Patrick says, watching my positions go from millions to hundreds of thousands and back down again is yeah, absolutely. What about Tuesday? Tuesday is when the price freaking action happens. If we were to gamma squeeze, which I think, guys, we're so close, right? We might just gamma squeeze anyways, but I think it would be best if we obviously have as many options expiring in the money as possible. As long as they're expiring in the money, I think you're good. Like, personally, this is my personal thoughts, right? I think as long as these expire in the money, it'll be very, 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 very good. Yeah, Chris, thank you so much. Chris says, remember, GameStop went up and down before the squeeze. It went up and down and up and down, went all over the place. Diamond wins. Diamond says, I win. Yes, you do, Diamond. You win. Lee has bowed out. and I yield. Yeah, so that's I think that's what I have for you guys tonight. We'll see what tomorrow is in hold for us, right? Tomorrow's could be a very, very good day. Tomorrow, realistically, just to temper your expectations, we are in the SSR, so that is something, but previously that really hasn't mattered. They still heavily shorted on those days. I do think they're going to try to make the options not expire in the money, but you know, I really think that as long as it expires above, you know, where are we at? We're Stonko Tracker. I really think as long as it expires above, you know, $55 or something, maybe even $50, like it could gamma squeeze, and that's what we're going to be waiting for. I think today the shorts are probably feeling really good that they got this all the way down here to $47, but hopefully they pay for it tomorrow. 47. Actually, let's take a look at the options here, and then we have to subtract. So realistically, $50 right here is going to be very, very, very nice. I think 50. Oh gosh, is going to be so crucial. And I feel like it's going to be the battle for 50.01 tomorrow. That would be my guess. No one really knows. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Oh, Equinox, thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate it. So yes, I think 50.01 is probably going to be the battle. That's going to be pretty important in my opinion. Okay, last question, and then I am gonna log. Alexander, I do have a video coming out about that. I want to release it on a day where AMC is looking a little bit better. People are a little more excited about it, because I'll show you kind of why AMC can go super high, right? There's a lot of good information to kind of back that up. Team Faust. Okay, actually, my last question. What I'm not comprehending is why is there no sure way to find out synthetics? Like we have share counts. What else can we do? Team Faust. I guess my answer is awful, but I think that. Oh, go to 75. I'll scroll down. Oh my goodness, I like 73 right here even. And look, there's some big ones at random. 33, 44, 20. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff in here. 55 would be very nice. 60, obviously the higher the better, right? So we'll see. Now, finding synthetics, here's the deal. I'm hoping that some DD comes out tonight, tomorrow, over the weekend. I think we'll see some DD very, very soon. I'm going to sit tight and wait for some any kind of information, right? For some kind of information to come out as to what happened, why this is happening, about where synthetics could be hiding. There's a lot of different questions that I just don't have an answer to just yet. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna see if some kind of DD comes out. I'm gonna see if I think of anything myself, and then I'm more than happy to present it to you guys. But right now, I think you just gotta take it one step at a time. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna let it marinate. I'm gonna hold and be strong. All right. So that is what I have for you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I will be on tomorrow per usual. You guys know how it is, and we'll see. Hopefully we can finish the week strong, right? I think that, and tomorrow we'll see if we're in if I think we're in a gamma squeeze situation, and we'll talk about it, and it'll be great. All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Always a good time. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.